Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. What you haven't seen is about a full hours of video that I've decided to scrap. I acquired two new pieces of technology in the previous episode. I acquired the fuel systems for the larger tanks, and I acquired, near the end of the episode, this advanced flight control. Suffice to say that my experiments in between acquiring those two pieces of technology make for the least riveting round of Kerbal Space Program I have ever played to date. So I ditched it. You guys, I'd appreciate you all watching. Just don't ask about that. That was a glitch that I tried to exploit, or not exploit, but just see what happened, and it crashed the game, which brought me back here. So, this is the results of some of my design works in the previous episodes. It's sort of my preliminary attempts at getting something into orbit and on its way to the moon. It hasn't been going well. It hasn't been going well at all. I have to admit I haven't entirely figured out why yet. I'm still kind of working on that. My suspicion is... This is my suspicion, is that I'm going to need to get one more successful manned mission. Yeah, my instinct is that I need one more successful manned flight, to get the science, to get the struts. Because I think if I had struts, I could really improve the stability of this whole rig. But before we do that, we're going to test out... Oh, yeah. Because, among other things I discovered, these fins with no strut connections are enough to rip these right off the side of the thing. So that's one of the major reasons why I'm considering attempting another manned mission. But this is my sort of the ultimate design that I've come up with. And it's the first one that I've actually thrown computer controls on. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. That's kind of where I'm at with this particular attempt. Just to see what kind of effectiveness we can get out of this thing. So launching in 3, 2, 1, liftoff. Well, it's the most stable flight I've had to date, I think. I'm only tipping a little bit here. I think, actually I can't even tell. We're certainly doing better than we have been. And I think that's primarily due to this computer controls that I just recently added to this thing. Now my gut feeling is that we're going to need 4 of these radially mounted to really get any super amount of lift out of this. Because what happens is, as soon as I switch to this stage, as you can see, it overheats too fast. I can't use full power like that, which would be ideal. Yeah, and I don't have the power to go any further with the mass that I'm trying to lift. So, yeah, that's pretty much how this has been going. That's sort of a sample of everything that I decided to ditch. Yeah, you can see even at full throttle, we're not arresting the momentum. So, revert flight to vehicle assembly, and let's go back to one of our manned probe designs and just do a quick tweak on that. Now, is the Kerbal Pulse series, if memory serves correctly. Yeah, as you can see, I went through a lot of revisions, none of which really worked the way I would have liked. I don't remember which one of these is the one I was actually using. Probably the Mark IV, but I don't know. And so, yeah, this is the one, isn't it? With the 4 clustered batteries. So all we're going to do is we're going to pop that off. We're going to stuff a computer inline stabler under it. And we're going to call it good. Now, at this stage, my target is, let me see if I can remember. We don't have desert. Desert might be enough, actually. Night Stabler's on, launching in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So, desert would be nice. I think that's the only one I can get without a full orbital flight. But there should be a desert slightly to the southeast. It says here in fine print, which I should be able to loop Mr. Bill Kerman over without too much trouble. Electric charge is shut off by default, as I recall. Which just means we need to turn the batteries back on this stage before we ditch it, right? Well, the computer controls make this whole process a heck of a lot easier. And stage 2 and 3, 2, 1. Whew. Man. It's been a long evening already, guys. So bear with me if I sound a little tired. This has not gone supremely well so far. Which is kind of funny, but hey, that's just kind of the way the day has gone for me. Work was a bit of a drag today too, so you know, there's only so much you can do. But, you know, a full hour's worth of video that I had to throw away because it was just that bad. It really was bad, guys. Seriously. I mean, I hate throwing away video, but there are times when this game just leaves you with, wow, really nothing. Alright, there we go. Except, what is... Oh, is the inline stabilizer just heavy enough to really screw up my existing ship? Gotta be kidding me. That is lame. Really, really lame. Hilarious as well, but lame. Well, at least the inline stabilizers are doing their job. I mean, that's really nice that you guys are... that it's staying stable like that. Okay. Alright, we need a bit more tip, and a bit more tip, and a bit more tip. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. What the heck? That's not even remotely the angle I want to be heading at. Come on. Tip me over this way. I hope that some of that is desert over there. Because that is not exactly the anything I was really hoping for here. Okay, our apoapsis is high enough. Now we need to push it well out over the target area here. This is the desert. Should be anyways. I don't know why it tipped that far off of target angle. Alright, let's see what we got here. Well, we're out over the target zone. I think we need to go a bit more northward here, though. Swing it, because I'm pretty sure this is the desert. I'm pretty sure it's this area right here. Alright, well, let's hope for the best. I mean, you know, the worst is he winds up not making orbit. See, that's the thing. This design, this simple booster stage is pretty good. It just doesn't have quite enough guts to get a ship out of orbit. I mean, one of my attempts was barely enough to get a Kerbal into, well, any orbit at all. All right, get those antennas out. Great view of the Highlands. We've got that one. And I don't know when we're waiting for here. green. That's grasslands. Desert. There we are. That 30 science could be the difference between... That could give us our octagonal struts, you know, or whatever they are. Not octagonal struts, but the low tech struts that we need to complete our mission. So I mean, I'll take it. I think that's the only science we're going to get on this attempt, which means we'll actually start rotating this thing for our D-orbit swing here. Actually, the most sensible thing will be to bump this off at that angle and get ourselves well away from this thing, because it will explode dangerously, and we don't really want that. But we'll use these batteries to get our science back to Kerbin first. Yeah, there's no control right now. Right. Gotta remember, accelerating time doesn't accelerate data transmission. I sometimes wish it would. That would make this aspect of the videos a lot less agonizing to watch. So yeah, octagonal struts, computer controls. Hopefully those octagonal struts. Why do I keep calling them octagonal struts? They're just struts. I don't think they're anything special. There's anything special about them, but hopefully they'll just be enough to stabilize my ship designs. So, Bill's a pretty happy guy. Yeah. No, it would be nice if it made my ships... Alright, let's get rid of the dead weight here. And let's RCS ourselves to a more optimal entry angle. And let's accelerate time a little to get ready to hit the atmosphere. Okay. So we're coming in at a good angle. Just about as good as it can get. So we need to turn the batteries on the capsule, or when we eject this lower stage, he will die a horrible death. That would suck. Hate to do that to Bill. He's a good guy. So there's our lower stage, nice and far away from us. And let's get that upper portion of the stage out of our hair as well. And let's watch them blow up, and then prepare to watch... Yeah, there we are. There's one. There's two. And beautiful. There we are. Another successful re-entry into the atmosphere. Such a relief. Aero braking is well underway here. I really don't want to risk ripping the parachute off by accident, so I usually wait until we're under 200 meters per second. Because, yeah. That should do her. Here we go. That's the pre-deployment version, which will slow us down further. Yeah, we look a little concerned about that, don't we, Bill? You really don't want that to fail. In the realm of things that you'd really rather see remain attached to your spaceship, drag chutes certainly are one of them. And deployment. Another textbook re-entry. Down we go. Boop, boop, boop. Time acceleration for the win. 3, 2, 1. Impact. And recover the vessel. Let's get Bill back to base. And 103 science. That's enough for one more technology. Now what I was saying to myself was, it's either we don't overheat as much engine, Or, I mean, seriously, come on. Strut connectors. Like the greatest thing ever in this game. Pretty much everything you build in this game works a heck of a lot better with strut connectors on it. So, done. For good or for ill, we're going to do this. Alright, so for the next part of this, it's going to be a design complete from scratch. The Munar attempt, Munar Munar, let's call it the Luna Flight. Mark 1. Just to go with a different name, we're going to go a different probe core here with, let's see, so the critical components are U, let's see, and then let's try a simpler Munar burn component. We'll go with that design instead. So we're going to go with a single, let's see, we'll use a single, all right, so this is going to be my Munar burn unit here. I'm just not sure. No. We're going to go with, ooh, actually we could do this instead and see how well it does. How well do you think this one will do? It's lighter, but more individual power from the 4 engines, from the 5 engines, I should say. And more importantly, most importantly, ooh, docking ports. I was thinking about putting a docking port on top. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Just in case. Leave it in orbit, maybe retrieve it someday. Funny thought. Now, we'll leave that be. We're going to assume that we're never going to see this structure again. So let's go with U. And U. There we are. That's now all we need is our science experiments. Now, things I discovered is balancing the thermometer and barometer was a lot harder than I thought. But the Gravimax and the, oh, no, just, whoa, careful there. Just 2 thermometers, just 1 gravioli matching off with 1 antenna. That should work. Throwing the action groups in right away. Custom 1, custom 2, custom 3, custom 4. Optimistic, I know, but what else am I going to do, really? Okay, so that's stage, well, final stage. All designed and ready to roll. So ideally, we're using this to break orbit and nothing else. This is the tentative plan here. All right, stage 2. Now, in my past experience, it's taken a lot of juice to push these things out of orbit or into orbit. So we're going to go with 4 of these because we have these, which means we can lock you to that. Lock. Oh, I forgot RCS thrusters. Don't want to forget those. Those are important. Put you there and all the way down at the bottom of those, because those are the 2 space level stages to the best of my knowledge. This is how it should play out. And then these, because struts are so awesome that they break off after separation, like so. Come on. Should work. There we are. I think that's legal. We'll find out soon enough. Alright, so let's assume that that's reason. Oh, batteries. It's such a little curse, isn't it? Batteries. 4 batteries there. I mean, if we had the charging capable ones or ship parts, that would be really nice. Since we don't, we're just going to have to add some extras down there. Okay. Now for the most structurally questionable part of this. And this is the part that's been griefing me this whole time. Quite literally. So that there. Now then, we need the structural adapter, which is probably not aerodynamics. I saw a Rockomax. There we are. So what is that? That's okay, that's the wrong size. It's this to that. And we lift you up like so. Drop you in there like so. And then we're gonna smack the, what do you think? 3 engines or 4? 4. Stability. And then 4 of those attached on the outside. Except with engines. We want the version with engines. 4 engines right there. 4 of these right there. And now for the critical part. We need... No. Stop. Stop. Thank you. Stop with your foolishness. All right. All right, something is not happy with me. All right, we only want 4 of these, not 6. There we are. 4 gigantic booster units strapped on. Well, let's see how well this works. Put that there. Nope. Yep. And then that on top of that. Could do that. I don't know why you would want to, because it's just mass. I just don't think those count as aerodynamics. So let's assume that they're just wasted mass and leave it at that, because I don't actually have an aerodynamic cap for the ship yet. Put those there. Put those there like that. Those there. No, come on. You go there. You to there. You there. I don't know how much these weigh, but I have a sneaking hunch that their relative strength is more important to this overall functioning of this ship. Okay, that is a monstrosity and a half. And we definitely need to make sure it's not going to wind up sitting up on its, there we are. Okay, so it says here in fine print, that is a lot of booster rockets. That is a bloody lot of rocketry. It's this upper stage that's the real, almost the bigger question mark, but the real question, the first important question is, can this monster even lift? So, let's see if the Luna Flight Mark 1 has any hope of getting this into orbit, let alone on its way to the moon. And let's see how much design tweaking will actually be necessary to accomplish that goal. Launching in 3, 2, 1, liftoff. Ooh-wee. That is a big, loud, unstable, very unstable Very, very, very unstable ship. Alright. We are losing it really fast here. Come on. Nope, 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 nope. We are losing control. Extremely quickly. But it's got the... Alright, need to figure out how to stabilize this thing. Alright. I wonder if I just locked my SAS badly. Okay, let's go to the Space Center, to revert to vehicle assembly, and let's have a closer look at this thing and see what else I can add to it. I mean, maybe we could add... Could we use the parachutes to reduce the drag? Not sure. But we don't have the nose cones, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I really don't know what the impact of that will be. Okay. So we could try we could try reaction wheels on this. See what happens. See if that helps with this lower stage a little. Made this thing really big, really heavy, and spin it really fast and attach it to a ship. Let's also put flight control wings up there and see if they help at all. Round 2, Mark II. No. Get back where you belong. And tell me that my stuff didn't screw up. Okay, it screwed up. Let's see how badly. Not too badly. That's fine. That's fine. I think it's mostly okay. Alright, good. Mark II. Ready to go. It is just barely able to fly, though. I mean, jeepers. Alright. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, we're lifting. Watching our heat levels. Please be okay. Not okay. Man, that is beastly. Okay. Is it still accelerating? It is. Okay. It's these engines. They're just... They might just run a little hot for this. Because they're only the... what were they? The LTV 15s, not the 30s. The 30s overheat way less. But let's see what happens. That is quite... Well, it's lifting, which is cool. This is actually... I'm pretty pleased with this. It's got potential. It's just going to be really slow. Wow. But it's also stable. These things, I think, are helping it a lot. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to take it and live with it. Okay. Well, in an ideal world, we would be well out of the lower atmosphere before this, we would be out of the lower atmosphere before this first stage runs out of fuel. As it is, we've used half our tank, and we are halfway... Wow, I can actually watch my apoapsis now without worrying about the silly micromanaging the thing's stability. So we have absolutely no excess momentum right now. Like, none at all. The funny thing is, I think it's amazing how much less power these 4 engines have when compared with a keel hull. Because I'm absolutely certain that they would do a much better job of lifting this structure. Alright, well, the good news is, it is going to be sufficient to get us out of the lowest section of the atmosphere. Which means we could do a very small gravity turn to try... Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, come on, don't do this to me. Come on. Oh my gosh. Really? Come on. Come on, you stupid thing. Hold it. Hold it. Just a little longer. I don't want this thing in a polar orbit. I really don't. But I think that's what we're going to wind up with. Okay, so no gravity turning on this stage. Like, seriously. I'm fighting to keep this thing stable now. With just one tap of the keys. But we're... Wow. Alright, stage 2. Going for our orbit. This is our orbital burn. And we are going for a lot more angle all of a sudden, because suddenly we have a low Earth orbit apoapsis. It's going to be an eccentric orbit, but it's going to be an orbit nonetheless. And you know what? That's more or less a win in my books. Because, yeah. Hey. And we're still going to have gas left. In fact, at the rate this is going, we may actually have quite a significant quantity of gas left. 100,000. We can stop raising our apoapsis, put it a little more guts into achieving orbit. There we go. Not bad. In fact, let's cut the engines and we'll get ourselves to a more optimal position to burn again. I think we're going to have to accept that this orbit's going to be slightly eccentric, but you know what? That might be okay. I was not expecting to be quite as successful on my second attempt here. Alright, we'll accelerate time just a little. 1 minute. There we go. That's more efficient. Because we're accelerating at a more efficient point in our orbit now. We don't want to be raising our apoapsis too much if we can help it. This is all going to go into achieving orbit. And hopefully we'll be 90% of the way there and we can ditch this lower stage of ours before it runs out of gas. It's good. Of course, now we've skipped past our apoapsis. Okay, and this is it. This is our... Whoa, okay, well, kill the engines. We're in orbit. Okay. Well, that's a powerful little monster. Holy crap. Unexpectedly good. Alright, so if we want to break orbit, we probably want to burn at our periapsis to push our apoapsis out to the moon. Whoa, 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 way too far. Well, I was not expecting to actually achieve a Munar encounter here. Oh, right. We are really eccentric. That's our only problem. This is going to be a slightly... Whoa. No, we need to tip it down a lot. How do we tip this thing over? We need to rotate this whole thing downwards. Okay, that is probably the worst part of our orbit to burn on, is part of the problem. We need to burn when we are horizontal, more or less on the same plane as the moon. We'll push ourselves out that way instead. That's still bloody eccentric. Okay. Well, if I hadn't screwed up that you know, angle of my orbit so much. It might have been a reasonable thing. Well, let's see what it would take to flatten my orbit out here. Some better knowledge of stellar mechanics, maybe. Come on, come on. Nope, that's not going to do it. Man, it's amazing how much of a problem a eccentric orbit causes for a thing as simple as going to the moon. There we are. We're starting to get somewhere now. That's a expensive angle to try and burn at, to do. Alright, that's not helping. Okay. I know where I want this to go, but it's not seemingly willing to go there. Maybe I should just... Alright, maybe I should just kill this. Set the moon as my target, and maybe that'll help. Alright, let's see, how close are we going to come with that angle there? Not ascending node, I don't know exactly. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's pull it. Whoa, hey, that's a little better. Maybe we're going to do better right there. Oh, good grief, that's a messy encounter if ever I saw one. Alright, so it's not going to be close enough there. Let's see if we burn a little sooner. Maybe? Come on. There we are. That's a nice encounter right there. There we go. So we catch it on the way back. I suppose that'll do in the case of my slightly messed up orbit that I've achieved here. We just don't want to overshoot any more than absolutely necessary here, because that could leave me in real trouble. Okay, worth a shot. Guys, we're going to the moon with our tiny little beast of a rocket here. No, let's unset our target so that we don't have as many SAS off, RCS on, give it a good kick, and we'll rotate until we find our target. Of course, our target isn't actually going to be on the normal axis. It's going to be somewhat off, so let's just tumble a little. There we are. That's our burn. Okay, this silly little thing might actually go to the moon. In spite of my goofy launch and my messed up attempt at an orbit. But this thing it worked. I'm startled. I mean, that is a bloody high periapsis, but it's enough for me to get into orbit, and we'll see how far these batteries go. I don't think that's going to be enough batteries. All right, well, 5 minutes till our burn. Guys, I'm probably going to cut the episode right here. So I'll see you in the next one, and we'll see if we can get to the moon for the second time since I started playing Kerbal Space Program. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.